This your boy Bama. Bama the Traveler, Bama in Brazil, Bama in Thailand, Bama in Colombia, Bama in the DR, pure Bama Freeman. All in all is all Bama. So appreciate y'all. Hope that y'all come through, man. I tried to do a live stream, but somehow my sound wasn't coming through. Let me know if you can hear me on this one. Maybe it was something dealing with StreamYard. I was not on mute. Something is going on with that. But however, y'all come through, hit the like button, man. If you're new, sub to the channel. I definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate you, King. I think that was something dealing with StreamYard. It had to be something dealing with StreamYard, man. But as I was trying to convey, um, this message was actually inspired by, the conversation you and I had on the messenger or whatnot, and it hit home, and largely because of some recent conversations I had with my sons, and the rekindling or the reuniting of me and my daughter. So the message that I'm gonna convey to you guys today will be somewhat personal, most certainly personal, but it's gonna be relatable to those that um, are dealing with baby mama terrorists. And so let me first say that most of these heifers are lying to their kids. Let me just let me just preface it this way. Most of these heifers are lying to their kids who actually hold the truth to it all. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, "Oh man, yeah, that's kind of arrogant, and man, men, they do wrong," and they're gonna try to dismiss it. Fuck all that. We're gonna get straight to the cut of it. A lot of these heifers are liars, okay, about the men that they had kids with. And a lot of times the man is not even in the vicinity to tell his side of the story. So therefore, whatever is said about that said relationship, all right, whatever is said about that said relationship, the woman has the wherewithal to tell her side of the story, and people are going to automatically believe it because the daddy is nowhere to be found to tell his side of the story. So of course, public opinion is going to frame it like, oh well, he just a deadbeat. Or here's a good one. Here's a good one. I'm sure a lot of y'all heard this one. He didn't fight hard enough for his kids. The reality is this. Y'all ready? He should not have had to fight nothing. Let me repeat that. He should not have had to fight about nothing. Because one thing is for certain, because a woman have a kid, that does not give her sole ownership to those kids. Let me repeat that part again. Because a woman has those kids out of her body, that does not give her sole ownership to those kids. Now, for some of you women out there that think you're so special and the world revolves around you, well, let me just break this breaking news to you. You want to be valued, you want to be the greatest parent, or you the best parent, everything, you have the only best intentions for the kid. The only reason why you're in that position is because the man carried those kids first. And he gave you what you say is a blessing. He gave you those kids. He gave you value. He told you that I'm going to give you what you claim is the best thing that ever happened to you, which is your kids. He gave you the greatest value that you claim that you have on this earth. I want y'all to let that sizzle in your spirit and sit on your heart. He gave you that. But you know what you did in return? You made sure that you shitted on his name. You made sure that you demonized the very person that gave you the greatest gift, the greatest blessing that you claim that you have on this earth. He gave it to you. And not only that, when you manifested them into this world, half of that kid is him. So the shit that you throw on him, you basically shitting on your own half of your kids. Check. Hey, I'm just saying what you just listen, right? Half of the kid you shitting on. Because anytime you say some evil about that daddy, you just shit on half of your kid. So if you have this vitriol about your kid, just think in terms, well, damn, I hate half of my kids. I absolutely hate half of my kids. I want y'all to repeat that with me. I hate half of my kids. If you say something hateful about the other parent, you might as well say, I hate half of my kids. And if you call him stupid or a deadbeat, you basically saying your kid is gonna be is stupid and half of it is a deadbeat. Ain't no good. Y'all know those terms. You know what I'm saying? You know. But let's go down a little bit of memory lane, right? Why did that man leave? That's the $1 million question a lot of these kids gonna want to know. Why did the daddy leave? Is it just only he was a deadbeat? Nobody don't just poof into this world and just become a damn deadbeat. Nobody don't do that shit. That ain't how life is. That's just not how life is. I know some of y'all been watching The Color Purple. I know a lot of y'all listening to your angry ass aunties, your angry ass mammy, your angry ass grandmama, your angry ass cousin, your angry ass third cousin, your angry ass coworker, your angry ass friends. I know that you gotta think in some way this has gotta be true because all these women around me is saying the same shit. And never thought about none of y'all, all them angry folks. Ain't never one of them thought in terms, why the fuck are all of us saying the same shit? Why hold on. Why are all of us saying the exact same shit? Oh, it never resonated. Never thought about it. If you're saying the same shit, it's probably more than likely y'all all are doing the same shit. Check. You probably have this innate germ in you that has been spreaded that just caused all these dudes to vanish, poof, out of the lives of their kids. That don't even sound right, do it? I know it don't. I know it don't. But here's the reality. I can wager that majority of these men that have poofed and left, I'm sure it's because of your fucked up behavior and your fucked up mindset. I'm pretty certain of that. You know? But let me tell you guys this. Majority of you, not all, but majority. It ain't something you did. It's something that she can't tolerate because for one, the culture doesn't teach her how to be a real mama. It teaches her to be a leecher of the opportunities that kids give women, which is EBT, which is tax write-offs, okay, which is, you know, boosting their self-esteem because everybody is sort of vouching for her and pedestalizing her and say, hey, no, it was never your fault. It was the man's fault. Men are no good. Men could never be good parents. Women only parents that should be giving the kids. That's the narrative, right? But there is no greater value on this earth, folks. And I'm going to say it, and I believe every fucking word in this, what I'm about to say. I believe with everything I have that there is no greater value on this earth than the value of a father. Why? I just told you earlier. He carried your ass first. The very essence, the very soul of each and every one of us comes from your daddy. Whether you hate him or whether you love him, the very essence and core, the core of you as a person, that come from your daddy. And you should thank him for impregnating your your fucked up mama. Not all mamas. I mean, just clarify, okay? But some of y'all got some fucked up mamas. And some of these mamas hate the dad so much. They hate him more than they love the kids. And they neglect their kids just like in a lot of ways, like how they claim the daddy has neglected them or abandoned them. When you look at the living conditions of a lot of these kids, it's fucked up. Because why? The value of the dad has been extracted and taken out, which is discipline, structure, stability, consistency. When you take that shit out, the kid has lost a tremendous amount of humanity. It has no respect for humanity. If the dad is not present, and most of these women have taken that opportunity away from their own kids by being a pure bitch to that man. Some people don't like this. So what? I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna tell you the real. If that man didn't have no value, then why the fuck was you willing to have his kid? And to show you your confused mindset, you absolutely once having that man's kid, you then turned and misled his kid. Misled him, misguided him, couldn't control him, didn't stabilize him. Because you thought that you was just as equal and just as strong and just as powerful and all this other fictitious shit that's going on in your brain. It ain't by happenstance that shit, what, 80 something percent of the people that's in prison was coming from a single parent home. That ain't by happenstance. It's because you don't have the ability to stabilize a kid. That's why when you take the value of the father out, that's why them kids see a hard time and they struggle. I got inspired by this particular message, and I'm gonna give you guys a shout out. I don't want to not say that I don't recognize y'all in the chat. Salute to y'all. This message was inspired because of a story that First Class told me about by one of his homeboys. And I'm not going to give you the details of that story, but what I will say is this. I was able to relate to that story because a lot of times men in the beginning fight very hard to get custody of their kids. And a lot of times these women don't realize that the man know you so much so to where he wants to save his kids from danger. They want to prevent them from running into that type of danger. So a lot of them, a lot of us, work try. to try to get our kids, to try to save them and give them a chance. But the woman finds a lot of that shit as, I know better. I'm better, the better, I'm the best suited parent to take care of them and guide them. Why the fuck is your kid? Why is our kid thugging? Why is he sagging? Why he keep getting in trouble in school? Why he keep saying hun to you and yeah and no? Why he talking to you like that? Why he raising his voice? Why he got so many goddamn opinions? I'm gonna tell you why. Cause he ain't had an old man in his life to put that foot in his ass to keep his ass in check. But see, when you take him out, talking about the father, you replace him in your boy or y'all son, and you turn him into a son husband. You now want your own son to be your man. You know good and well when you see that boy, you see the daddy all in that boy. And you want to take just enough from the daddy out of that boy just to say you got a man in your life. You want to hang on to the daddy through the boy because you knew you at one time you cherished the qualities of the man that you laid down and gave a kid. You said, I still want to hang on to at least a piece of element of him. So whatever you was wanting out of the dad, you make the son do it. But all of this in the same time, you ain't doing nothing but destroying that boy. You're not letting him be a kid. In this story that first class was telling me about, this brother's two kids, two boys, that was taken away from him and moved to a whole new state. Both of them were deleted. Now, again, this particular dad was trying to gain custody of his kids from this particular baby mama terrorist, and she rejected that because she thought that was the sole owner of those kids. Those kids were her property and not his. Only when it's time for him to pay child support. That's the only time you have some type of, ownership as a dad. But the reality is, she stopped those two boys from having a chance because of her selfish ways, narcissistic ways, hateful ways. All of that is what stopped those kids from absolutely having a chance. And what was the damn penalty for that? They're not here no longer. They're not here to thrive. They're not here to grow. They're not here to provide him grandkids. All of just one decision. And that is, okay, I agree. Those boys should go with you. I can't teach them how to be a young man and eventually a man. I can't do that. A lot of you women don't have the nerve to come to grips with that part. That part right there. You don't want your boys to be saved. You want your boys to rely on you like a crippled son husband. I heard a content creator say, and I can't remember who it was, so I can't give you the name, but I ain't taking credit for this. But it made sense. Is that a lot of these women, when they have these kids, they absolutely stunt their growth. They don't get a chance to fully mature. And that largely comes from them pandering and then throwing excuses to them when they do wrong versus parenting them. That's how you stunt their growth. You want to be their damn friend. You want to be their confidant. You want to do all of this shit besides being the core thing, and that is being a parent. And one element as a woman you should consider, and being a parent is you coming up with a decision and say, "Hey, I am incapable of raising these young men. You need to give them kids to their daddy, cause you ain't doing them a stunt in their growth. You're in the fucking way." I said it. Hey, listen, it is what it is. And it goes to my baby mama. I don't give a fuck. You're in the way. And the sad reality is this. When those kids get older, they're gonna realize that you was the speed bump to their growth. They're gonna realize that. And guess who that's gonna hurt? It ain't gonna hurt the daddy, because you know why? You can't charge the daddy with nothing that he was never responsible for. You didn't let him have his responsibility. You kept his responsibility and you did what you wanted to do with that responsibility. And one of the irresponsible things you did was talk shit about him. You curse for that. Any of you women that's out here talking crazy about the very man you gave a kid to, you're cursing yourself. And some shit gonna visit your door. Now, I'm not wishing it. I'm just telling you how the laws of nature work. You talking shit about willing men. Now, I'm saying willing. I'm talking about dudes that was there from day one. Sat back and watched his kids come into this world. Some of us cut the umbilical cord. Some of us was the first one to hold them, and then we gave them to you for you to hold them. Some of us sat back and watched our kids cry coming into the world. And then when we held them, it's almost like they already knew us and they stopped crying. Some of us witnessed that shit. But you know what some of you heifers do? You shit on those small little stages in life that meant so much to them kids. How did they know who their daddy was? Because they heard the daddy's voice when they was in the womb. That's the reason why they stopped crying. You see? So when you start talking this bullshit to them kids, you curse yourself. Not only that, some of you Biblios people, and I'm not gonna get religious. That damn Biblios didn't say nothing about only to honor the mama. It didn't say that shit. It didn't say that. But that's how some of y'all live y'all lives. Only honor me. Father's Day is Mother's Day too. That type of head ass. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It said to honor both. And you have done a pissy poor job in honoring the father. You didn't work harder. You didn't even fight hard enough for that man to be in them kids' life. And when I say fight, I ain't talking about you making him have a responsibility. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is you taming that bitch in you to make it work to where that man can have time for his fucking kids. Because honestly, a lot of us don't want to hear your bullshit. Because you don't most of y'all don't know what the hell you talking about. You swear you know everything about them kids, but you do a pissy poor fucking job with them. You need to tame that bitch in you to allow that man to be a father to his kids, because there is no other greater value. Sure, it's a value that you brought him in the world. And I know a lot of y'all mind get fucking sidetracked. But the reality is this: the best thing that we all have been given is life. The second unto that is how to live, or have the instructions on how to live that fucking life. That is the second greatest value. And guess what? Who holds that particular value is the daddy. He got the keys. Okay? But you know, some of y'all, narrow-minded ass women, I know best. All right, I'm the one that brought me in the world. Okay, whoop de fucking do. Now what's next? You brought them in the world. What you gonna do with them next? Stunt their growth, pacify them, baby them, put the titty in their mouth. That ain't doing shit for them. That's hurting them. See? Now I'm a Gen Xer. I am a Gen Xer, and what Gen Xers? I'm just gonna say this, and I can speak on behalf of all of us. It just my opinion. I could be wrong, but check me if I'm wrong. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. Gen Xers is y'all's last saving grace, buddy. How I know this? Because we are the last fucking generation that holds the structure, the discipline, the common sense. We the last one. Everybody out after that, hey, willy nilly. We the last ones. If you talk to M Gen Xer, most of them gonna tell you this raw ass truth like I'm telling you. I can assure you that. Some may not go as raw as I'm going, but boy, they sure know how to tell the clear truth. And they don't mince words. And they ain't gonna sugarcoat it. They gonna tell it to you like how it needs to be told. So, done with my rant. I want y'all to know this, fellas. Be patient. Don't give a fuck at this point. Don't even fight for what's really yours. We're talking about the kids. Don't fight. Put that fight towards being successful. Put that fight towards gaining value for yourself. So when those kids come running to you, because it's in them, it's automatic, it's autonomics, they can't get away from their DNA. You're their DNA. Okay? You the first drop of DNA. They're gonna come running to you to find you. But the question is, what condition are you gonna be in when they find you? Are you gonna have something to offer that is totally different from what they mama fucked their minds up on? Or it's gonna be what she said you was? Are you gonna be the ratchet nigga that she claimed that you was? Are you gonna make her word true, or you gonna be the opposite of what she told them? I would suggest that you be opposite of what she said, not because you scared of what she said, but actually being what you really was created to be. You know it, and I know it. That you're more valuable and you're valued higher than what she did. She devalued you in front of them kids. But the reality is you have to produce your own value. That's our responsibility as men, is to obtain and work for that value. Just do that. Put your energy in that. And fuck what she's saying. Cause what she's saying ain't gonna pay your fucking bills. It's damn sure not gonna feed you. It ain't gonna clothe you, and it ain't gonna give you a peace of mind. Most importantly, so you gotta work hard to gain value. And so when they come to you, you will show them a whole new life, a whole new way. And what that does, it puts the onus on her, and it shows a light on her that she was the issue, and it was never you. You feel me? So we done with our rant, man. I want to hear from y'all from what y'all heard me say. Did I just go a little too overboard? Let me know, bro. But I want to give a shout out to everybody that's in this piece. Sorry for not acknowledging y'all first part of the stream, but that I feel for the brother that lost his two boys within a matter of a few years, and my heart goes out to him not having that opportunity to be the valued father that he is. Any man that fight unnecessarily for his kids and he's never successful for it is not a bad man. It's not a bad father, and he's never a deadbeat. The deadbeat is the person that kept that man from those kids. And there's a lot of us that can relate to this. What I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm only speaking on what y'all thinking, bro. If it's something I miss, put it in the chat. Let me know, bro. Shout out to First Class Kings, man. That's my dog, man. That's the one that had me to. I ain't gonna say he told me to do a stream about it, but we was just talking, and I just was compelled to say something, man. I was about to blow a fuse, and I tried to hold it together on this particular stream. And there's so many other things I want to say, but I just want to keep my cool because this is a very sensitive subject for me as far as these fathers, man. Sir, Goofus, um, what's up with you, brother? Sorry about not acknowledging you, man. Make sure you hit the like button, man, and hit the notification bell. Good shit, man. Appreciate you, brother. Sub to the channel too, man. It's good to have you here. Shell, salute to you. Shout out to you for being here. Appreciate you for coming through. XL Pro, thank you, brother, for coming through, man. Shout out to you as well. Cortez, what's up with you, brother? Salute to you, man. Again, my apologies for not acknowledging my peoples. Y'all are definitely my peoples. Um, um, I just definitely had to talk about this, man. It just struck a chord with me, man. It struck a nerve, and it brought so many. It just, oh man, that's I just don't think people really focus on what a lot of guys deal with, man, with these kids' moms, man. And sometimes, this is something I told my boys, man, the other day when they was asking me what happened between me and their mama, man. And one of the things I did tell them was, if you ever hear people tell you that your daddy didn't fight for you and all that stuff, um, for one, you should tell them my daddy should have never had to fight because nobody had to make him be in our lives. He was always wanting to be in our lives. We always knew, this is the most important thing. We always knew our daddy's phone number. Let me repeat that again. We always knew our daddy's phone number, meaning that we can contact him at any given time. His cell phone was never off. So why should your daddy have to fight when he was a willing man to be there? You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people don't get. And so, even with all of that, like I was saying, is that dads deal with shit that they shouldn't have to deal with, you know? So, I'm sure, a lot of you people can relate to this. You may have a brother that's dealing with this. You may have a homeboy. You may have a uncle or cousin or even your own daddy. You know what I mean? You probably can relate to what I'm saying, but nah, your daddy shouldn't have to fight, man. And like I told my boys was if I have to fight your mama, in which I don't think I should have to fight her, and I'm not gonna fight her. Um, I don't see it no different from me hitting her. What's the difference? If you have to fight this woman, then um, what's the difference between you fighting her in court than you actually physically fighting her? The point is you shouldn't have to fight. Don't even fight it off. Don't even put that type of energy into that shit. Because you ain't gonna win regardless. Whether it's public opinion, whether it's goddamn the perception of the kids, whether it's the court of law, you ain't gonna win, bro. It don't matter. Don't even fight. Just stop it. The best fight is to rope a dope that shit like Muhammad Ali. Them throw the best blows they can throw at you, and just weigh it out as long as you can, and wait till they tire themselves out, and goddamn, and let them motherfucking kids grow up, and then let them have that urge to want to know what the fuck happened. That's the only way you're gonna win that shit. Because who gonna really suffer at the end is gonna be her. Cause once them kids leave that house, she ain't got no other legs to stand on. She has no more power. The power is gone. She is not the last dragon, goddamn it. That shit is over. So once them kids leave that house, They are grown people and they gonna reach out to their daddy. You just need to be in a good position at that point to be able to have something that's different from what she gave them. Be in position to help your kids. And I promise you, man, you'll feel a whole lot better once you see that you at the end were the best parent for them. And realize that. First class says, yeah, my homeboy going through it. Yeah, you told me about two of your homeboys, bro. I man, just listening to what you were telling me about them two situations, man, I'm like, dog, I done been there, I done that, and our stories can align. They can relate. They are not the exact same, and I would say that their situation was far worse than my situation. But man, I'm gonna tell you, it's horrible for men, bro. It's horrible, man. That shit hit me hard, bro. And I don't even know the brother. You know, Cortez said, "I hate when they say you should fight harder." Yeah, like if a man has to fight you for his kids, what's the difference between that and him hitting you? Either rate, he shouldn't be fighting you. Like, why should he fight you, man? Why you feel so? Here's the thing, man, and I'm trying to calm down about this, right? Because again, like I told you before I started, this shit is gonna be personal, all right? So don't even wonder your mind. Who you talking about? Yes, I'm talking about some of my situation, but I'm also correlating it with some the two stories I heard from first class. So why do women feel this this urge and this sensation to wanting a man to fight for a kid? What do you actually get out of it? What is the benefits of you making him fight for his kids? How does it benefit you? What is I mean, do you get wet off that shit? Like you have orgasms off that shit? Oh yeah, if I make him fight hard for his kid or harder for his kid, then he gonna make me wet. I might as well just let him hit it. What do you get out of it? It's ignorant at best, and it's really ignorant when you make the man again. I'm just the main fucking point. The willing men, okay, the willing men that really want to be in their kids' lives, and here's the most important thing: you absolutely know this to be a fact that man want to be in them kids' life, man. You know this, but what you do is you use that as a trigger to hit him and hide your hand. And when I say hide your hand, you act as if you didn't do nothing, right? Or you have the right to do whatever it is that you did. You know, you throw the rock and you look around like I ain't do it. What did I do? I didn't do nothing. You play victim. I know this shit, bro. I didn't learn this from YouTube. This is reality. Manipulation, bro. Women are the most manipulated people ever. Like they could be manipulated, but they also are the biggest manipulator. Okay, period. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. And I don't hate women. I'm just telling you the reality. They are the biggest manipulators, especially when they have them kids, into making people think what they want them to think. Okay? And they damn sure know how to gaslight your ass to thinking that they are victims. That's the greatest gaslight of all time. Women are victims. And men are the damn violators. No, bruh. No way. I ain't no. Mm-mm. No way. Cortez said, if somebody told me that to my face, I'd. Hey man, it's real, bro. Hey, I'm telling you what I know, bro. A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Hey, she'll use them kids, man, to get back at you. Cause she know you done moved on with your life, man. And the only way she can hurt you, bro, she gotta play manipulative games, man. Using the kids as pawns to get back at you. That's the only low blow she can throw. Is use them kids. That's why I tell you, don't even entertain it, bro. Rope a dope that shit. Take all the blows and let it out, and and just simply wait until them kids get old enough and they gonna always come to their daddy some kind of way. Cause they gonna get tired of their mama, bro. They get tired. They been with her for 18 years, so they tired of it. They don't want to hear shit she got to say. They want to know why the fuck my daddy wasn't here. That's every kid. They want to know why the daddy wasn't there. And they gonna ask their mama, but of course she gonna lie. But they want to hear from their daddy, bro. And when they hear from their daddy, they gonna say, "Oh, this shit really makes sense. I see why you left." And to be honest, I don't blame you for leaving. Shit. I don't blame you for leaving. Cortez said, I can't say what I want to say. I can't say what I do on YouTube. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, bro. You guys that are fathers, man, you ain't trying to be a father. It's like you blink your eyes. You ain't gotta think about being a father. You know that every day you wake up out that bed, man, that you are definitely that. It ain't nobody gotta make you do this shit. There ain't nobody gotta go to child support court to make you do it. This is who you are as a person. It's the very essence and core of your being, bruh. But what takes us off is when a woman try to placate to the world like you ain't shit, and in that equation, she never factor in that she's part of the ain't shit nucleus. If you fucked a ain't shit nigga, that means you an ain't shit bitch. Period. It don't get no simpler than that. It ain't no nucleus of he ain't shit, but I'm all the shit or I'm all that. How you gonna be all that and then you fuck with an ain't shit like that? Don't even. And it just don't mix, bro. It just don't mix, bro. You can't sell me on that. Nobody, no woman can sell me on that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You got too many contraceptives for you to be going through that. I don't want to hear it, bro. You got all kind of contraceptives. You didn't, and you had all the rights to delete them kids. Nobody want to hear that shit, bro. She want to placate to the world that she's a victim, bro. That's all it is, man. So I don't buy into it. You can't bring them sympathy cookies over here. I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me about this story here. I don't give a damn about this story. Okay. End of the day, them women laid down and let that man skeet it up. And you ain't gonna ever get away from that fact. Okay. It ain't no slip ups. All right. She knew what she was doing. Okay. Quit acting like these some damn underage women having kids. You know, even though there are some that's doing it, but these women knew what the fuck they was doing. They enjoyed it, folks. Okay. They loved it. Cortez said it's about power, and they love having power surges. Period. It's power. They want the impact. They want the when I say impact, I'm talking about the influence that the dads have on kids. They want that type of power. Okay, but they're not biologically built for that. It don't matter if a woman appears to be tough, but she's not tough like a daddy, bro. Okay, it's a different respect factor. Boys love their mama. Okay, they respect their mama, but what comes with their dad is respect. They respect their daddy before they love him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once they respect their daddy, then they love him. You know what I'm saying? And once they learn that respect, they say, okay, I understand why he's doing what he's doing. And how I know this, and I just really realized this, is that my daughter recently told me, man, she said, Dad, I appreciate how you used to talk to me. And she said that made me mentally tough. And I said, well, I mean, you're mentally tough. I mean, what would make you think you're mentally tough? She said, well, it ain't easy. It's not easy for you to get over on me. I said, oh, and that was the reason why I used to talk to you that. And see, and so what before I had my daughter, I remember my family and them talking about, oh yeah, you gonna spoil that girl and you gonna this and you gonna that. I said, no, I ain't. Why not? I said I don't want my daughter to be spoiled because if you spoil her, she ain't gonna be shit. And now when I look at her, she look like she's some shit, bruh. So when she told me that, I said, "Oh, okay. You was listening to your pappy for a little bit, you know." So shout out to her, you know what I'm saying? But man, y'all, boy, these women don't get it, bro. Like these women don't get what they taking out these kids' lives, man. Cortez said that's the one of the things I agree with Austin about regarding him talking to his mom, bro. A lot of these boys, man, they're gonna realize about their mama, man, and they may not just openly say it, but they think it in their heart. But when they hear that story from their old man, bro, they're gonna be like, man, my mama actually fit the description of what all these niggas said on YouTube. These young brothers hearing this shit from Andrew Tate and then Kevin Samuels and goddamn all these red pill spaces, they gonna sit back and say, damn, my goddamn mama ain't shit, bro. What was she thinking about? And that's what's gonna anger them. Y'all better be careful, man. You women, you know what you want to do. Just keep being the bitch that you is. Okay, fine. But you better tread lightly around here, man. You gotta watch what you doing, man. Some people don't take they don't take that shit too cool, man. You don't take dads willingly away from their kids, bro. You don't do that shit, man. That's a big, big no no. Big no no. There is an Ayana Van Zant video I gotta send you. I gotta warn you that it's extremely triggering, though, man. I'm telling you, man. If it's anything, bro, the way that you can get to me, and I ain't no tough guy, bro. I want y'all to listen, man. I am not a tough guy. I'm a hardworking man. I just want to get through life. I just want to, make a little money. I want to enjoy life. If you want to get to me, fuck with my kids, man. Then I really be tough, and I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing I told my daughter though. I said I had to do what I had to do to keep from going to jail. She said, "I know that, Daddy." I said, "Yeah, yeah." That part I don't play with. It's my kids. You can talk about me. You can do whatever to me. I'll fight you back. But if you fuck with them, it ain't just a fight, bro. It's gonna be all the way up, and I won't stop until you stop moving. Seriously. I remember bouncing in them clubs when I was married to their mama, and Every time I got ready to go bounce at the club, I used to always tell myself, it is a fact that I go home tonight. I tell myself that every time I bounce in the club or I go out and try to catch a fugitive, I'm going back home to be there for my kids. And I always manifested that in any situation. And all of those situations, they happened and they was neutralized or rectified in a matter of seconds because that mindset was I'm absolutely going home today to be there for my kids. And it kept me alive. And a lot of bad instances in Nashville. So that's the value of a father, a caring father. A lot of us have sacrificed. A lot of us have took a lot of scrutiny because of these kids. And it goes unnoticed. It's not that we're looking to be pat on the back. We barely get that. But when we get it, we're thankful. It's touching. When we acknowledge for the work that we did for our kids, they really hit home and it keeps us going, keeps us motivated, keeps us working. Because we ain't working for ourselves. We absolutely are working to provide for our grandkids potentially. That part, yeah. Let that shit sit on your heart for a little bit. We don't work for ourselves. We absolutely are working for the generations to come. And we want to live long enough to see our seed grow. How far can it grow? How many generations can we goddamn see before we get out of here? I would love to be like my great granddad or like my granddaddy, who had an opportunity to see his great grandkids, great grandkids, in some cases, great great grandkids. I want to see that shit, bro. I want to see what one of them little bastards, which one of them gonna be just like me? That's what I be wanting to see. You know what I mean? Which one of them little suckers gonna be Obama? You know what I mean? Then I could point to him like how my granddad pointed at my motherfucking ass, like, yeah, there his ass is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we do what we do. But see, again, short term or short tunnel vision people, like some of these baby mama terrorists, they don't even think about that part. It don't even register. It just don't. It's not nowhere up in that motherfucker. You know? They don't think like, damn, is he really wanting to see his great great grandkids and maybe live long enough to see his grandkids? No. They only thinking about their damn self, man. They think they the only ones interested in that shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't think you want to spoil your grandkids. You know? I want to see my kids grow up to be in their 40s, 50s, maybe 60s. Like my granddaddy did. My granddaddy seen his kids grow up to be all of them was in their 60s when he passed away. I want to see the same shit. But women don't think that men think like that. They think that men just want to hit it and quit it. No, if we have a kid at the ordeal, we start thinking like that. Not maybe at that point, but as we see these kids grow and now they're in college and I got two of them in college and I got another one's on his way in May. That'll be three in college for me, folks. My daughter be graduating Alabama in about a year, and some change, and she really gonna be grown then. Then I got a sophomore in college. So that's what I see as far as the value of a father. And those of you that are fathers, that's the value I see in you. If you able to relate to this message, man, my salutes go to you fellas, man. My heart goes out to you for whatever hardships and heartaches that you dealt with over the years and dealing with that bitch. Hey, I know it's YouTube. YouTube ain't gonna like it. So what? I said what I said. All right. YouTube, you just got to get over it. YouTube, you got to understand this is Bama. Bama gonna say the reality. And YouTube, you got to understand this. Men need to hear this message. Okay, this is the type of message men need to hear. We don't want to hear all this censorship shit. This is the reality. Okay, that's my purpose on this channel, is to give the reality. Okay, I'm not here to concoct somebody else's story. All right, I'm not here to talk about some shit that I can't relate to. I gotta tell you the reality. And that's what I dealt with, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. And so that's how I'm bringing it, man. Some of these women, if not majority of them, they ain't shit for the way they conduct themselves as supposed mothers. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all are deadbeats too now. Let's not forget that part. Okay? And I'm gonna show you how you are deadbeat. And we're gonna get out of here. Let me run some shit down to you. This is how you can identify a deadbeat mama. She takes the child support and spend it all on herself and claims that she provides roof over their head, food in their stomach, and clothes on their back. You're supposed to. You're the custodial parent. Whoop de fucking do. That ain't nothing to brag about. We're talking about when you get the child support. That said child support is supposed to go to the kid 100 fucking percent. Check. Not to your fucking bitter feelings, not to your damn heartache and pain and what he put you through. Because let's face it, that's a choice. Okay? Let's just call it for what it is. It was your choice. Remember, your body, your choice. Okay. You keeping that kid was also a choice. Let's talk about that part. That was your choice. Because why? That man that you had fighting harder and harder and harder for them kids, the reality is he shouldn't have had to do it. So you should have just gave those kids to him or at bare minimum be 50-50 on the custody. But we all know you really want to just be a victim. So that's why you play this hard to get shit. You know what I mean? Playing hardball in front of them white folks in court and lying and saying he ain't did this and did that. When you know in reality, when you took your crusty ass down there to get more child support out of him, that he was paying your stupid ass child support and on top of doing shit on the side because the kid was still lacking. And so you use that as a crutch to say, well, if he's giving extra money on the side, in addition to the child support he already paying, then that means ding 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 ding. I can actually go get some more child support out of him. And then the child will still lack. That's what you call a deadbeat mammy. Okay? That's how you identify all this other shit. You can talk about the eyelash, the nails, and the girls' trips and all that shit they take. Yes, that is included. That's the old. Those are the indicators and the flags, the red flags. Yes, but the foundation of all of that to make all of that shit happen is that she misappropriate the funds of the child support to appear to be Miss Independent, Miss Boss Bitch, Miss Hot Girl, Miss City Girl, Miss Independent. The child support is what affords her that mindset. And all she do is turn around and abuse it. Now here's the thing. You guys save all your receipts. And even if the court doesn't does not recognize it as child support, but rather say, "Oh, that's just a gift. You didn't take care of the child because you didn't run those funds through the system. Save the receipts anyway." Because when that child get older, any type of damn time you did have that kid, make sure you take pictures, make sure you save the receipts. So when that child get old enough, just like how I did to my kids just 2 weeks ago, I showed them the receipts. And they said, "Wow, you did that for us, Daddy?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Did your mama say that she didn't have no help?" "Yes, sir." She said she didn't have no help. I said, "So the cash app that I'm showing you, do it look like that I was giving her help?" They said, "Yeah, you was giving her a lot of help." I said, "Was you aware?" I can show you. Look, I just sent them all money. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sent, But was you aware that your mama didn't have to technically pay bills, but I made sure her rent was paid and the fucking lights were paid, and then on the side I was still sending y'all money. Do y'all remember that? I said, "Oh, here's the receipt right here. You don't remember that?" I said, "Yeah. I was sending your mama child support to keep y'all having a roof over your head and your light bill. And then I was sending y'all the actual child support for your own personal shit." I said, "Remember all them damn sports y'all was playing? Who was paying for that? All your little activities you was doing, who you think was paying for that?" "Oh, how you moving in the house? Oh, the car she was driving, how you think she?" Right. So when y'all call me now, I ask you how much, and then I send it to you. Do it aligns with what your mama said about me? No, because I send it. Yeah. So my point is this, man. You don't have to fight it. Let it be what it is, and you just, do what you were created to do. You feel me? Cortez says, growing up, I remember I saw my friend with holes in his shoes while his mama was about to go to the club with stilettos on. Even at 11, that irked me. Can't tell hey, you can't tell these women nothing, Cortez. They have the right. It's their money. You heard them say that before? "It's my money. I gotta clothe this child. I gotta put a roof over his head." Bruh, that's the minimum. What are you talking about? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. The father won't even put the mom on child support. Ooh. Ooh. Let me repeat it again, folks. Most men that I talk to about child support, and I ask them the question: if you was to have the kid in your possession or use the custodial parent, would you put the mom on child support? 95% of the men said, "Nah, I wouldn't ask her for nothing. Whatever she want to do, she could do it on her own. I wouldn't even ask for child support." Ooh. So here's the thing. If that being the case, and I'm sure that's majority of the men in this country, why the fuck do women have goddamn custody of these kids if she can't take care of them on her own? Why do women have custody of the kids if she can't take care of them over their own? If the daddy is the one that got the fucking finances, then why the hell do the woman who have less finances have custody of the kids? Help us all make sense of that. Okay? It ain't adding up. Even that roof that was provided by someone else. See? She got all these men around her, Cortez, to prop her up to make her think that she's so special. She ain't shit. That's why them hoes reacting the way they is about them damn food stamps, because Donald Trump is taking away their fucking independency. That fake ass independency on top of that. Okay? It ain't real. Child support don't make you independent, it make you dependent. Because otherwise you shouldn't be, otherwise you wouldn't need it. You have the ability to take care of them without the child support. So child support don't make your ass miss independent. It makes you a dependent. And if you are dependent, you might as well let the man claim you on the taxes too, because you ain't capable of taking care of your damn self, let alone some kids. Cortez Smith said they have stats on that. Men rarely put women on child support. Y'all understand the value of the daddy? You understand the value of a man in the life of a kid? It's because he ain't trying to hurt the mama, but the mama's gonna always try to hurt the man. See? The man try to move on and marry somebody else. Guess what? She gonna make him pay more child support. See? Because he don't. She want to hurt that man's ability to be happy with somebody else. She's in hopes that, okay, if I put him on child support or more child, or make him pay more child support, right? Then he won't be able to take care of his new wife or his new girlfriend. So I gotta make him think about his kid before his new life. See? Versus him just having a kid and she ain't gotta go through none of that stupid shit. See? These women just want to pander to the world with this idea that they're victims, bro. That's all it is, bro. It's just a money grab. It's a scam. Child support is a scam. Okay? It's a scam. All you gotta simply do is just say, hey, the child, when it's at least at 6 years old, it needs to go with the dad. The children need to go to the dad. Period. It is what it is, man. It needs they. It's more notably the boys. The boys need to go with their daddy, man. Because all that woman is going to do is use that child support as supplemental income. It's hey, listen. Retrospectively, child support ain't nothing but passive income, bro, for women. Child support is passive income for women. Because they using it to their own discretion. It ain't going to the child. Most of these kids are not having, listen, the lifestyle of the kid, whether it's clothes, whether it's material, just material things, whatever you however you want to measure it. The amount of child support that the man pay, the child's lifestyle does not reflect the amount of money that's being paid. And I see this shit all the way across the board, folks. It ain't just my situation. It ain't just what Cortez saying. Listen, most of these women's child support is passive income. It ain't going to them kids, man. The kids' lifestyle is not reflective of what how much child support being paid, bro. And thus is the reason why I think that they should get rid of it. This is what force women to make better decisions on who they having kids by. Just take the goddamn child support away. And I guarantee you it's gonna be some closed legs around him. Some people gonna still do what they do, but they'll notice real quick the repercussions of it. When they know that there is no system for child support. When that shit is gone, it's gone. And they keep fucking with Donald Trump gonna make sure that shit is over with. I think they should put a clause in that damn. If the courts get involved, they should have a clause. If you don't make more money than the man, then you can't have custody of those kids. Can't have custody of them. You got to get them goddamn kids to that man. He has the financial wherewithal to take care of them, and he should give you weekends, which won't be a burden on your ass because you only got them on the weekend. You know, let him have him during the week. You should get him on the weekends, but he don't have to put you on child support. Your child support is on the weekends. That's how much goddamn exposure you need to have with them kids. Cause the way this shit going, you keep letting these women have these kids and custody, sole custody of them. All y'all gonna see is the same results of what we've been seeing for the last 15 years, and that is a degenerate culture of kids that have a lack of respect. So yeah, I said it. Child support is just passive income. I might do a stream on it. Child support is passive income. It ain't child support. It is not child support. Okay? They go out and buy their little Gucci belts and their purses. They Louis Vuitton. They buying their damn red bottom stilettos. They going and getting their weave done. This is what child support going to, folks. It's passive income. And so until I see otherwise, I'm gonna keep saying what I'm saying. That's why the dads need to have them goddamn kids. Because what I would do with that child support is open up some type of broker's account for them kids or some type of treasure fund or IUL on them kids to where they can start building some real capital and wealth to where when they get out the house, they have what they need out of them 18 years. Hell, men can get that damn money they paying your ass and put it into their treasure fund. But see, y'all women don't think that way. You only think about your damn nails and your eyelashes and your hair. And you think that kids can benefit from that shit. Them kids don't benefit from you getting your hair done with their child support money. What benefit they get out of it? You ain't invested in none of them goddamn none of their future. All you doing is just putting it on your ass and on your head and in your belly. That's where the child support money going to. So they're not capable. I'm saying it. They just not capable, man. So man, listen. I gotta lay it down, folks. I gotta get the bag. So hope that y'all enjoy the show or the stream. Um, I said what I said. I meant every fucking word I said. I'm not taking back nothing I said. And I don't have no regrets on what I said. You know, if you don't like it, go swallow an egg. Okay, I don't give a fuck. The reality is this: you guys need to realize your value. You need to understand, and some of you already know this. I'm just reiterating it. It needs to be said the way I said it. You know what I mean? You guys are way more valuable than you know. And some of these women don't have to learn this shit, but I'm gonna say it how I want to see it. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. But the man is the value. It ain't no other value in this world but than having a great father, man. There is no other value. Okay. Once that is out of your life, you're gonna see a hard time. And a lot of us, you know, I wouldn't say me per se, but not having my daddy there. My dad was consistent with the best that he was dealt, but I'm saying in the sense of the so-called family dynamic or the power structure, or whatever y'all call that shit. When nuclear family, right? I struggle even to this day without having that. You know what I mean? And I see the importance of it. But y'all take that away, man. You taking away a major piece of value out of that kid's life, man. So with that, this your boy Bama, Bama the Traveler, your boy, right? Bama in Brazil, Pure Bama Freeman, Pure Bama. But all in all, I'm all Bama, man. So with that, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in, hitting that like button. And if you new, make sure y'all sub to the channel, drop a comment, let me know what y'all think. Hit that notification bell, man. That lets you know what I'm on. I'm out of here, bro. Peace.